FACTA Red Flags Rule, compliance requirements, and FAQs. Does your organization feel overwhelmed with the process of meeting FACTA Red Flags Rule requirements?
In this video, we'll explore the FACTA Red Flags Rule and explain how it applies to companies that need to maintain compliance. Next, we'll cover some frequently asked questions about the FACTA Red Flags Rule and share practical tips to help you stay ahead of compliance requirements. Finally, we'll provide you with links to additional resources to help you remain compliant.
Before we get started, let's define what the FACTA Red Flags Rule is and who must comply with it. What is the FACTA Red Flags Rule? The FACTA Red Flags Rule is a regulation established under the Fair and Accurate Credit Transactions Act, or FACTA. FACTA. It mandates that certain businesses and organizations develop and implement a written identity theft prevention plan or program to detect and respond to red flags or indicators of potential identity theft.
What are the requirements of the FACTA Red Flags Rule? The FACTA Red Flags Rule requires covered businesses and organizations to design and implement a written identity theft prevention plan or program. In addition, businesses must train their employees on FACTA and the specifics of the plan and regularly review and update it to reflect new identity theft risks and evolving red flags. We'll discuss more of the identity theft prevention plan requirements and employee training later in the video.
Who is required to comply with FACTA Red Flags? The FACTA Red Flags Rule applies not only to traditional financial institutions like banks, credit unions, and mortgage companies, but also to non-financial entities that offer deferred payment solutions, such as many campus-based organizations. If your organization allows for deferred payment loans or services, you likely qualify as a non-financial entity and are subject to the Red Flags Rule.
Before diving into more details of FACTA Red Flags Rule compliance, we encourage you to check out our free download, FACTA Red Flags Compliance Guide and Checklist. This valuable download guides compliance managers through actionable steps toward achieving FACTA Red Flags Rule compliance requirements and includes an interactive checklist with worksheets to document notes and practical steps. Link is located in the description box.
What should be included in the FACTA required identity theft prevention plan? Under the FACTA Red Flags Rule, organizations must establish a written identity theft prevention plan or program that is appropriate for their size and operation. The plan should include procedures to detect, prevent, and respond to the red flags, patterns, practices, or specific activities that may indicate identity theft.
The plan must be approved by the organization's board of directors or appointed committee and should be updated regularly to address changes in risk. A formal document should describe the identity theft prevention plan, the identified red flags, the implemented controls, and the required employee training.
How can I provide my staff with the required FACTA Red Flags compliance training? CampusGuard offers online training courses to help your employees comply with the FACTA Red Flags Rule. This course equips employees with the tools to proactively prevent identity theft by identifying, detecting, and responding appropriately to potential red flags. The training course also reviews common risks and threats to covered accounts and explains how various departments within your organization may be impacted.
FACTA Red Flags online training modules include FACTA Red Flags Overview, identifying and responding to red flags. For information about the FACTA Red Flags online training course for your employees, visit the CampusGuard website at campusguard.com/training. Link found in the description box. Let's address more common questions related to the FACTA Red Flags Rule.
What are the consequences of non-compliance with the FACTA Red Flags Rule? Failure to comply with the FACTA Red Flags Rule can result in penalties, fines, and significant reputational damage, leading to loss of customer trust. To avoid these negative consequences, it's crucial for organizations subject to the FACTA Red Flags rule to take all necessary steps to ensure compliance.
How do I ensure my company is compliant with FACTA Red Flags Rule requirements? FACTA Red Flags compliance assessments are important tools for evaluating your organization's risk and ensuring adherence to the rule. It helps reduce the risk of legal and reputational damage while ensuring your organization remains compliant.
CampusGuard's FACTA Red Flags Compliance Assessment will help your organization identify any gaps in compliance and prevent the costly consequences of identity theft. To learn more about CampusGuard's compliance assessments, visit campusguard.com/compliance-assessments.
Ready to get started with the FACTA Red Flags Compliance Risk Assessment, or do you need FACTA Red Flags online training? Reach out to CampusGuard on our website at campusguard.com/contact-us. To learn more about CampusGuard's FACTA Red Flags services, visit campusguard.com/FACTA-Red-Flags.
For even more resources about the FACTA Red Flags Rule, check out our YouTube videos and our blog at campusguard.com/insights. Links are located in the description box.